Okay, so I know that today is usually the real estate talk show, but I feel like talking about some craziness instead, so that's what we're gonna do. Um, so I want to talk to you guys about shadow spirits, I guess we can call them. Shadow spirits are those shadows that follow you around and that you see out of the corner of your eyes. I don't know about you guys, but I see them every now and again. I was taught at a younger age that when you see the shadow, like instead of in the corner of your eye, but it's like if you see a shadow like standing near you, or you know, however far away they are to you, represents a connection between you and somebody who's living, right? But the shadow itself has to do with darkness or death, for example. So whenever I see a specific type of shadow, and it's, let's just say that it's at a door, right? So that would mean that it's a close connection, but it's not like this type of connection. Like, it's not going to be somebody who I see every single day. It's not going to be somebody I see every night. But if I see a shadow that's about 12 feet away, then that means that it's still a close connection. It's just not as close as what I feel is close. And usually what that's always meant for me is when I see that shadow, and let's say that they're the 12 feet away, that usually means that somebody that I know that I'm connected to is going to end up dying. And I know, what the heck, Michaela, you're probably losing your mind. Well, sweetheart, I lost my mind when I was born. I'm just going crazy now. But, yeah, I mean, I'm a strong believer when it comes to spirituality and, like, spirits and energies. I do feel like when you see the shadows from the corner of your eyes, it's like a sense of darkness that just is like attached to you. It could be stress, it could be depression, it could be anxiety, like it could be anything, and it's like a part of your life, right? And I've been trying to think, like, how the heck do I make these like shadows go away? Because I see them like literally all the time. Not the one that represents death, but the one that represents like chaos and stress. And I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of this darkness, because it haunts me every single freaking day of my life. And I've found that speaking about it and talking about it and acknowledging it helps. Just being real and honest with yourself, and the fact that you see that it's there, that the darkness is there. Sometimes I've felt like there was like a shadow over me. It was very intense. It's been happening to me a little bit more lately, but it almost feels like somebody is like standing right here and then is like casting a shadow onto like my foresight, and it has nothing to do with somebody actually standing like behind me, because I'm not crazy, but I'm just like a very spiritual person, and I can sense when there is an energy hovering over me. I can't tell you exactly what it is because it varies, but it's almost like there's this shadow casting over me and my sight and my foresight, and it's a trip. And like, it's so difficult because I'm trying to escape what I once was. Like, well, oh, somebody just fucking off fireworks. Anyways, I'm trying to. Everyone's screaming because they're happy that Biden won. But I feel like that's a part of, if you saw my video before, I spoke about the Erebus, and the Erebus is the snake that's eating itself. And it's like this infinity, right? And life and death. It's almost like the infinity symbol, or yin and yang. And I feel like this is kind of like something that I've been trying to get over for a while, but I've noticed that I'm like nowhere near where I was. Okay, I see the progression, I see the success, I see the forthcoming, like I see the light, give or take, I guess. But it's just dissociating yourself from that negativity that you've always been a part of. Like, I have been, in most of my life, I was I grew up as a single child, and then all of a sudden my world got flipped upside down. My mom had twins, then my grandma died, and then all of a sudden, like, everybody in my house was drug addicts. And I wasn't aware of this, and I was being, like, abused and just so much, like, in every way possible that you could ever think. And I think that I'm just having a difficult time dissociating my past from my present, because I constantly keep thinking that I am intertwined with all of these weird experiences currently, even though that was like in the past. And this kind of goes hand in hand with the fact that time doesn't exist, and it's very trippy, because I genuinely feel like time does not exist. I can't tell you how many times I've looked into my son's eyes and I could just see, like, the past and the present and the future all within his own eyes, and same with my daughter. Like, but then it's like, when I look at myself, right, it's almost like I am ghost, but like in a good way. I'm not saying like craziness, but it's just my reality. And I think that time doesn't exist because, there is no such thing as time. Like, what was happening years and years and years and years and years ago is still currently happening in that time. But right now it's not happening yet. I feel so connected to that time, like it doesn't make any sense. It's almost as if time doesn't exist. That's the way we feel it. But I don't know. I guess I'm crazy, and I'm supposed to be talking about real estate right now, but I am just ready to talk about some more spiritual aspects that I haven't been focusing on for like 5 years. I used to be very, very spiritual and like enlightened and very into, just spirituality as a whole. Like, I could tell you all of the chakras above you and you, all of the horoscopes, all of their traits. Like, I was so into just like astrology and being spiritually connected to everything around me, and I stopped. I just stopped. And today, with everything that's happening, with finally us having a female in power, finally, I feel like it's time for me as a person and a being to start to take my power back when it comes to what's made me me, and that has a lot to do with my spirituality. So I know that this is supposed to be the real estate talk show tonight. I know I fucked up but I can't, like, there's so much on my mind, you guys, and I love real estate. Real estate is like my most favorite topic in the world, and spirituality is like my second. So I'm gonna start intertwining, and I promise next week we'll go back to the real estate talk show, but I felt like this was an appropriate time. And I don't think that the shadows that we see out of the corner of our eyes are necessarily bad. I think that they're just reminding us that we need to pay attention to an aspect within ourselves. Like, I have dissociation issues. Like, I think that I'm in 10 places at once because of my past and the level of abuse that I went through. And I just think that it's important for us to acknowledge the fact that we have shadows, that we have darkness, that we have all of these negativities that follow us, because like, it's a real freaking thing, and we have to acknowledge them in order to get rid of them. It's almost like addiction. Like, when you're an addict, you have to admit that you are wrong by acknowledging the fact that you were wrong, and then you admit it. So you acknowledge and admit, and by doing that, you're taking the power back. I know for a fact that I deal with dissociation issues, and I have very bad anger issues, and I have very bad negativity issues, and I get depressed, I get sad, I get anxious. Like, I am just like a whirlwind. Like, if you could put a tornado over a body of water that had oil inside of it with fire going, that would be me. And I think that a lot of us can relate, because it almost feels like our entire world is just like constantly on fire while it's raining, but it's snowing, and there's like a tornado within a giant wave. You know, so it's funny because I started this video because I was noticing a shadow out of the corner of my eyes, and then ever since I've been talking about it, it's almost as if it just went poof, gone away, just like the wind. I almost kind of like feel, in a sense as well, because time really doesn't exist, that, you know, we speak to ourselves. I'm a strong believer that we are kind of mini gods in a way. I'm not saying like we are the God, but I'm saying like we are our own versions of God, and we are pieces of God, and we speak to ourselves, and we help ourselves, and we create for ourselves. And in that sense, I feel like sometimes the shadows that we see are actually ourselves, trying to guide ourselves in earlier time frames to a better future. And it's up to us in the current and present time to just notice that we are talking to ourselves, and notice that we are actually fully aware of what we are trying to say and what is going on. And that's the hardest part, is being able to really know what's going on. Like, I feel crazy all the time, and I know that I'm crazy. Like, for example, fireworks, they give me PTSD because I think that they're guns. So I'm like sitting here like all like alert and shit because I think that there's guns. It's just gunpowder, but I hope that my videos help some of you guys, and I hope that we're able to connect on a deeper sense. And I am just waiting on life to resume back to what it was in a better sense. And yeah. So, I mean, let me know if you guys have ever experienced anything that I just said, or if I'm just the only crazy person in the world. Yeah. So, whenever you sense a shadow, pay attention to it. Don't be afraid of it. I've noticed that whenever you're afraid of something, you should just go towards it. Like, I'm being so dead serious about that. Like, when you're afraid of something, just go straight for it. Just go to it. Unless it's like actually trying to kill you, then don't go to it. But whenever I sense an energy, I go to the energy because I want to show that I'm not afraid of it. I don't think that being afraid of those shadows is an answer. I think that that's how you like giving your power away and allowing something to consume you. So by acknowledging it, admitting that it's there, and then going to it is the best way to handle it. So if you are dealing with it, definitely go towards it, unless it's actually trying to kill you. It's probably not. The shadows can't touch you. Like, that's something that you have to understand. They cannot touch you, and they will not touch you, because you have power over yourself, over your body, and over everything. The only time a shadow can touch you is when you're actually going to die, and you're not actually going to die when you're aware of the shadow. Like, there's a huge difference between dying and being awake. So yeah, keep you guys' heads up. We are hopefully going to be starting a new journey into brighter lights, and focus on the now. Look forward to your future, and don't ever forget the past. With that being said, I will see you guys again during the week, and yeah, I promise by next Saturday I'll start talking more about real estate stuff, okay? Alright, thank you guys. Bye! Yay, and bye! Bye.